Hello everybody, today's clip is supported by Sleeper. Before we dive in, let me tell you a bit more about Sleeper. This app is making serious waves. It was the #1 downloaded sports app in the US during the NFL season, even beating heavyweights such as ESPN and Yahoo. Sleeper isn't just popular, it's because they truly deliver the best fantasy experience. You get deeper customization, more league options, and all the bells and whistles that make managing your fantasy team a blast. But that's not all. Sleeper is growing a fantastic community with several million people using it daily for their sports fix. Sleeper has a broad appeal and is genuinely built for everyone. So, if you're looking to up your fantasy game, make sure to check out Sleeper by clicking the link in the video description. Trust me, you won't regret it. But what I would say is, it was a disgrace. I think Liverpool were robbed, but fundamentally, I do think a draw was the right result, even though it came about probably in the wrong circumstances. And it is good for the Premier League title race, unless you're a Liverpool fan. And ultimately, I still think Liverpool will win it. But there's a lot to unpick. The slot red card, the reaction afterwards. Should it have been a foul on Konate? What are your general thoughts? Because you might be okay with the point, but you might have a few points to make.
So first of all, I'm okay with the point. All right. I think Everton away, tricky ground to go to with David Moyes, especially with a derby. So say City were to look at the start of the season, well, you know, both of the Man United games, how many points we're going to get out of that? Same goes for Arsenal and Spurs, probably same goes for Arsenal and Chelsea. Arsenal have probably got a lot more derbies in that sense than Liverpool have, but Liverpool have got the Manchester clubs, blah, blah, blah. So I feel okay about that. Last game at Goodison, I feel like it's actually quite fitting that both, you know, historically, both teams come away with the same amount of wins, as they didn't stop telling us on the commentary last night. It was
I didn't have to listen to it.
It was the only stat they had for the whole night. It was literally because they certainly didn't look at the foul stats. They certainly didn't look at the free kick stats. And they certainly didn't look at Michael Oliver's employment stats, should we say. So I just think I feel all right with that. The other thing that I dislike is everyone trying to be romantic about poor refereeing decisions and going, well, they were poor refereeing decisions, but it led to a romantic thing happening where the smaller team got to beat the bigger team, didn't they? Despite the fact that Everton's spending far outstripped Liverpool's for years and money was serially misspent, what we're now doing is portraying Everton as some sort of underdog, despite the fact that in their squad, there is still a lot of strength. There are still a lot of technically proficient players, and they're serially, and I can't say it enough, underachieving for the technical quality they have in that team.
Exactly. Yeah. Look, you know what? I think let's start off with the officiating first, because I do sense that, I mean, look, a lot of people spoke about people being sent off, losing their heads. Actually, one of the great things about not having the audio when you're doing a watch along is that you don't have to listen to Rio Ferdinand and Steve McManaman.
You are the only other person that can relate to this, because I used to have this with the kickoff, and for other watch alongs, we couldn't hear the commentary. So you make your own decisions almost uninfluenced by the refs, right?
It's a massive advantage. So when I see, I knew he was going to send Arne Slot off before Arne Slot even shook his hand. I know Michael Oliver, I know how he referees, and I know he's lost control. So people, apparently it was, the BBC website described the Arne Slot incident as an uncomfortably long handshake.
It didn't look that long to me. It wasn't. You know, when you watch the clip back, it's not even that long. It's shorter in time than the Thomas Tuchel Conte one. Do you know what I mean? It's shorter in time than you and I probably when we greet and hug each other.
And there's definitely wasn't enough time for him to call him a useless prick or anything like that. No. And obviously every lip reader would have done that. So basically, Arne Slot's been sent off because he shook Michael Oliver's hand for too long.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a reason. Actually, is that not intimidation of the referee? Is that?
But I told you who lost the head and should have been sent off and shouldn't have even been the referee was Michael Oliver.
Right, fair play.
I've seen him. He sent off the Lewis Skelly guy too quickly. He sent off Trossard too quickly. He got on the comms in the Man City Liverpool game last year when Doku had found McAllister and told them, no, definitely not a foul, even though you've got the replays. Definitely not. He is. God knows what he's like as a person, and we can't condone the abuse that he's apparently had. and the police are investigating that. But we can, with total and utter conviction, say he is an appallingly bad referee. Right. We're both old enough, and many people watching this are both old enough to experience human behavior. And his human behavior is somebody that is petulant and doesn't take time to think things through, and has a massive, massive sense of self-entitlement and a massive sense, he doesn't have any self-awareness. And I think he saw Arne Slot and was like, you do anything that makes me feel like you're better than me, and I'm getting my red card out. And the handshake was it.
In his mind, he went, this one's for Coot. And he like, bang, and Slot goes, oh, I'm not Jurgen. And it goes from there, because he's
it was unnecessary. It was unnecessary. And also, it's kicking off everywhere. Who has a big part to play as the referee to calm things down? And he's like, he couldn't even get the funny thing is, he couldn't even get the red card out. I don't even think he got the red card out, did he? He was like this, fumbling around, and I thought
it was in his back pocket. Yeah. It was like when you ask Michael to buy you a pint, he goes, oh, where's my wallet, lads? I seem to have left it at home. That's awkward. He'd also left the red card very firmly in his back pocket for most of the night, Mark, which I think most people on either side would have agreed that there was at least one red card in this game, at least from cumulative yellows. Put it that way.
Well, I'm glad you said both sides, because I was doing the watch along and I said, look, I cannot subscribe to the fact that Michael Oliver has done Liverpool over or Everton over, because I think he's done you both over in numerous. I just think this is actually best in a way to scrutinise the PGMOL, because actually he ruined the game. He lost control of the game, and I think everybody agreed with that. But the goal at the end, this is the second time this has happened for Liverpool. It happened at Newcastle. That would have been another 4 points. We'll talk about the title race in a minute and how it impacts on it. But look, I can't be a hypocrite on this. I think Konate gets shoved in the back, and I think it's a foul. And people can say it's soft, but I genuinely, every part of me wants to say, no, that's soft, because I don't like Liverpool and you don't like Man United, and that's just natural. But I watched it and I went, if I start going down this route, I'm not being true to myself. He clearly gives him a shove in the back when he's in the air, and that stops him heading the ball.
Exactly.
And I don't understand why VAR didn't do anything about it.
They didn't do anything about it. And the main explanation in the press and in the media so far has been that it's because Konate didn't go down or didn't appeal for anything. Now, my main issue with that is, how are you meant to... First of all, everyone goes... The main thing that I hear all the time when players go down, Szoboszlai went down at the other end, didn't get a penalty. Salah went down at the other end, didn't get a free kick. By the way, if Salah gets that free kick, that is prime Trent Alexander-Arnold free kick territory. That is literally like giving Liverpool a penalty, as close as damn it to that, right? I know some people are going to pick issue with that in the comments. So I know Trent misses some free kicks, all right? But he's bloody good on them. Then they also tell you, you play to the whistle now, mate. You got to play to the whistle. Well, Konate did, and Konate kept playing on. And if the referee refuses to blow the whistle in that moment, and then VAR refused to do anything about it, then what are we meant to do? We're just meant to say, well, every time then, Konate is now going to think, right, I don't get it when I try and play on and be honest about the game, even though I was fouled. So now I have to go down in a heap. That's the only recourse that he has, because otherwise the referee goes, no foul, play on. And this is the thing. You see the clip immediately after, and everyone's going, oh, Slot's having a go at the fourth official or whatever. No, he turns to the fourth official and makes a shoving motion. He's not going, you idiot. He's telling the fourth official that Konate was pushed. It's so blatant. Now, don't get me wrong, incredible strike. If you're going to catch a ball, that's what you want to do at five-a-side. But at the same time, blatant foul. And I think Ducre, I think he's onside, but that's not the point.
Goldbridge, that's the end of the clip. I'm sure you enjoyed it. In fact, I bet that's the best clip you've ever watched. So there's no reason not to subscribe to the channel, click the bell icon so you never miss a clip again. In fact, smash a like on the video, because we all know only legends like videos, and you are all legends. So please smash a like on the video, and we will see you again on the next one. Thank you very much for watching, as always.